What's up? It's Tony back with another episode of the ItsTony podcast. And make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. We had like 23 subscribers. Get me to 30, then give me to 40, then give me to 50. I know it's a slow grind, but I appreciate everybody that views and tell a friend to tell a friend. So we're going to start with the LL Cool J and Charlamagne the God interview. So I took mad notes on this, so I'm going to be looking at my phone at the notes that I took from it. And the first note is, shout out to LL Cool J. Bro look young, bro. He look mad, spry, athletic, and healthy. And then the nigga look swaggy, too, with the all black with the flare pants. I'm going to keep it a stack. I hate flare pants on anybody. Them shits is whack to me. But for the old head, the nigga look fly in the pants. No cap. Like, he look swaggy. I'm going to give him his credit for looking swaggy. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that I don't believe nobody should bother LL Cool J. That nigga looked like a scary nigga, and the way he was talking about how he don't want no problems, it sounded like a nigga that know if there's problems, he can handle it. Like, and he was talking about how he was around all of like the gangsters and the hustlers in New York and how he was cool with them. So I'm like, you don't want no problems, but you know how to handle the problems if they come. And then you know all the problematic niggas from New York, and you know all the niggas that create problems. Nah. Leave that nigga alone. It reminded me of the clip on TikTok that I saw when 50 Cent was like, when they ask me, do you want problems? I'll be like, nah, I don't want no problems.
Ask me, do I want a problem?
No, I don't think you
I don't ever want a problem. But when they say they want a problem, I say, no problem. That's it. It makes people feel like I want trouble because I don't have a problem when it comes.
LL Cool J 50, leave them niggas alone, bro. Niggas that do the mild mannered, like, I be chilling. Once them niggas get tight and they turn on that switch, them niggas is nothing to play with. Leave that old head nigga alone. The nigga is still brolic and look like he's in his 20s. Fucking 50 still be looking anky. Leave them niggas alone, bro. Them niggas is crazy. The next thing I want to talk about is how he spoke about how his first single was in 84. That was damn near 40 years ago, and he was 16. I'm only bringing light to that is because I'm 23. I don't know nothing about LL Cool J. I know like some of his hits or whatever, but I just know that he was a legend, and I just respect the legends. But I was thinking, he talked about how his first single was in 84, and he was the flagship artist for Def Jam at 16 years old. My question is, now that we know the stuff that we know about the music industry, why the hell were they signing a 16-year-old kid and making him the flagship artist of a whole company? They talk about how the music industry is mad predatory. They be doing weird shit. But these niggas is signing 16-year-olds. Do y'all think that they should put like an age limit on when somebody could get signed to a label? Because at 16, them niggas is making you sign mad dumb contracts. We see 23-year-olds, we see 20-year-olds sign dumb contracts. What you think a 16-year-old gonna do when he hungry and he wanna help his family? That nigga was signing bad deals. He had to be, bro. There's no way. All the stuff that we know about the music industry now, and I'm not in the music industry, all the stuff that I hear, you telling me at 16 they wasn't signing him to some 360, we own you for 25 years deal? Come on. There's no reason why they should have signed him. And speaking of his first single being 40 years ago, I'm wondering, why do we need a LL Cool J album right now? I don't really think that it was asked for. I don't think nobody was like, yo, when is LL Cool J dropping another album? But I think the reason might be because he missed the feeling of hip-hop and missed like rapping. Speaks about how one of the songs on his new album was inspired by him going back to New York, not like New York, Manhattan, New York City, and going to the projects and stuff. And like he missed the feeling of like being in the projects and smelling like mad people cooking in the projects, and like you smell 30 different types of food being cooked, and like he missed that aura. He missed taking a train. So I feel like he speaks on how hip-hop was his first love and that he always was into music. But when he spoke about it being his first love, it just made me question, at what point do you think that it's okay to let your first love go? Because I believe that his mind is still sharp enough to rap, And I even liked the first single that he came out, Sunday Night Special. But I didn't really like the Passion song that he came out with. It was just cool. And to be honest, for my legends and for the legends that people have carried through years and decades, I feel like I don't want to hear the legends, the people that we put up on a high pedestal, come out with just cool music. I want you to come out with something legendary if you're going to come out. I feel like legends have a hard time knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. I think sometimes it comes to a point when people let you leave and go different directions in your career, and I feel like that's when you should to bow out gracefully. I'm a fan at the end of the day, so I understand that I might not be being fair to the legends, but I feel like I don't want to hear my legends or the legends of culture that I love. I don't want to hear those legends just come out with cool shit or just mid shit. I want to hear those legends come out with legendary shit and keep them at the bar that they were. I don't want to have to lower my bar for a legend. So either bow out gracefully when you switch lanes and like don't try to come back when it's too late, or just keep on making music. Don't take a long gap off, because then when you take that long gap off, so much stuff changed in the culture. And now LL Cool J's coming back with an album, and the people that consume the music now is a bunch of younger kids. Do you think they want to hear LL Cool J? Do you think they're going to run to a LL Cool J album? Do you think they're going to stream a LL Cool J album? It's not fair to our legend that times change and sometimes they age out of what's cool, but I feel like once you have to be aware as a legend. You have to be aware that unless you come back with something legendary, something crazy, something shocking, then there's no need for you to come out with an album because nobody was looking for it. I understand it's for the love, but if you're not coming out with something crazy, what is the reason to come out right now? Unless you know that you have a classic album on your hands, don't come out. Because the difference is for like the youth and for a nigga like me, I understand that people are considered legends like Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, LL Cool J, etc. I know that they are legends and they were legends in their time and they were crowned the kings of hip hop. But in my opinion, I never seen them as a king. I never seen them at their prime as kings. I just seen them with the crown on. I didn't see them when they earned the crown. So I see them with their crown on, and then they come out with something that is not the best. And I'm like, bro, this is the guy that y'all gave the crown to? Take that nigga crown off and give it to somebody that I think is killing in his time. And then that's when the old heads and the younger generation start to beef, because we're seeing y'all greats fall and we're seeing our greats continue to rise. So it's like, how can you blame us for that? Y'all have the ability to see the rise and the fall, and y'all might see the rise and the fall of our greats, but we don't get the advantage of seeing the rise and the fall of y'all greats. We usually only see the fall of y'all greats. So how can we like give them that much respect if we only seeing them fall? That's why they should just stay with their crown, never fall. Just stay where you at. You don't have to put another album out ever. You're a certified legend and you don't need the money. So what is the reason that you really putting it out? I understand the love. I understand the missing the culture, but I feel like you could do other things that could still show your love for the culture, still show you miss it. I just don't feel like an album helps you as a legend right now. And that's why, even though I see the love and the missing the culture, I don't think that you're making this album all out of love. I think it's ego-based. It has to be ego-based. That's why I think it's ego-based, and that's why I think it can't be all solely off of the mere fact of you love the culture and you miss it and you want to create an album out of love for the game. I think it has to be ego-based, because even in the interview, you talk a lot about the things that you should be getting credit for, and you say a lot of, yo, pat myself on the back for that one. Oh, y'all could thank me for that one. When he talked about the GO acronym, you talked about wanting to be credited for that. When he talked about Def Jam and you being the first flagship artist, and then everybody after you, that's basically, you should get credit for that. And I'm not saying you wrong. You, both of those things you deserve credit for, the GOAT thing and the Def Jam being what it is thing. I definitely believe that you deserve credit for it, but I don't think that as a legend you should scream, "Give me my flowers," or pat yourself on the back. We know you're a legend. It's not that you don't deserve the credit. Again, you deserve the credit. It's the fact that you're saying "thank me again." It feels like somebody that wants to be acknowledged for the things that they doing. And you're a legend. You're gonna get acknowledged regardless. When this story is told about hip hop, you're gonna get acknowledged. I feel like the people that ask for their flowers before they're dead, it has something to do with ego. It has something to do with, yo, you guys should be thankful that I did what I did. Nigga, we thankful. We don't have to tell you thank you every time we make a song. We don't have to, like, I just don't feel like, I feel like it's more than just love and missing the game. I feel like it's a ego-driven thing. And I have another example of it being ego-driven. Is when he speaks on the Jay-Z topic of him of him and Jay-Z freestyling and him running out of raps.
Wasn't like, so yes, did I run out of rhymes? Was I finished rapping? Absolutely. Was it their peanut gallery? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But do you really want to get into some of that kind of shit with LL? Like, you really want that?
Oh, so
like, no, but I'm saying, like, yeah. do dudes really want the problems, or is it just a nice story to have? It's like you know, it's like Floyd taking off the glove, stepping out the ring, and you shadow boxing in front of him. Yeah. I caught you. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you caught me. Y'all caught me.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things, you just weren't as prepared as you probably should have been.
I wasn't prepared. I ran out of rhymes. They run up. This motherfucker, you know, he been rapping on the corner for 10 years. He got fucking 1,000 rhymes. I ain't got none. I'm out of rhymes. He raps. Okay, congrats. You got that one.
Yeah.
You got that one. But, you know, if I was you, I'd just bank that one and just leave it at that. You know what I mean? Don't, like, drop nothing.
He's saying shit like, yeah, I ran out of raps, but leave it at that. Don't drop nothing. You don't really want those problems with LL. If you ever hear a nigga use his name in third person, you know that nigga is ego-driven. You know that nigga has an ego problem. Because why are you using yourself in third person? We know who you are. We know who you are. You don't have to big yourself up at every chance. And that has another thing to do with him patting himself on the back and saying, "Thank you. Y'all should thank me. Da 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 da. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me." Then to add on, wisely, Charlamagne asked him about, "Yo, would you and Jay-Z ever like spar?"
Would you be open to a friendly spar?
What kind of spar?
Lyrical. Damn, Al, relax. Lyrically.
Like, did I get excited?
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of spar? Like, I'm just like, what type of spar are you talking about?
Lyrically.
Nah.
He was saying spar lyrically, but he didn't get it all out yet, and LL Cool J was like, spar? Like he was kind of excited, like he thought it was like fighting, and he was like hype about that. And I'm not saying that Jay-Z doesn't deserve that. I don't know the specific energy that Jay-Z gave LL Cool J, but I'm saying, not on camera, bro. You're one of the legends. We've never seen you act out of pocket like this. And you was talking about artists not being too sensitive and stuff like that. But
there was no disrespect. But again, that goes back to that sensitivity, B. Mm-hmm. Dudes be sensitive, man. Mm-hmm.
It's like throughout that whole Jay-Z part, you was being hella sensitive, bro. Why were you being sensitive? Because your ego was hurt. Let's just be real. You were being sensitive because your ego was hurt. And if you coming out just to prove a point when you're already a legend, I don't think you should do that, because you're going to make a misstep. You're going to make a misstep. I don't want you to make a misstep, but I'm saying too much ego, like ego solely driving what you're doing, I think it doesn't do you well. I don't think it does you I think it does you a disservice, only moving with ego at the steering wheel. I could take it a step further. He speaks about Rock the Bells and how he originally wasn't involved in what they were doing, and until they called him and they gave him, like, they lowballed him. And he was like, Nah, let me get my IP back. Like, let me take my Rock the Bells. Let me take that back. And now he does something under the title of Rock the Bells. Like, he's in charge of it now. And he was like, oh, people take your kindness for weakness and your leniency for stupidity. And I thought it was a cool quote. But after seeing how he was talking with the Jay-Z thing, with the thanking himself, and I seen like his ego, it made me look at the taking your kindness for weakness and your leniency for stupidity. It made me think, is that something egotistical to say as well? Because when you're given kindness and leniency, I don't think you're doing that so you can later acknowledge that I gave you kindness and leniency. I think you're just doing it to be kind and lenient. I don't think you're worried about if somebody's going to take it for weakness or if somebody's going to take it for stupidity. You're not worried about how somebody's going to interpret your kindness and your leniency. You're just doing it because you did it because you wanted to do it. So to say, oh, they took it for weakness or they took it for stupidity, that's just showing that you felt like somebody did something that you don't want them to do. So now you're taking back what you were supposedly giving out of just the kindness of your heart. And in my opinion, that reads like, yo, once my feelings get hurt and or somebody does something that I don't like, I'm taking back because now it's time for me to show you that I let you slide. I let you slide by giving you kindness. I let you slide by giving you leniency. Now I'm taking it back because, motherfucker, you don't know I gave you that. To me, that's ego. And I hope that's not what he coming with for this album. I hope he's not driven by trying to prove a point. Because it just doesn't, it's not going to feel right when it flops, bro. Because right now, you are selling an album to the youth. I don't care what nobody's saying. Niggas is not, the people that are buying and streaming most of these albums are not older people. It's not older people. They're not doing that. Most of the people that's doing it, why do you think the biggest artist in the world is catering to the younger generation? Because they're the ones streaming. So if you're coming with just straight ego, you're going to get humbled by the numbers. Because do you really think them young niggas really want to hail LL Cool J? I'm sorry. I just don't think, like, I feel like if you leave with love and you leave with just, yo, I'm just missing a game, you're not going to be upset if the album doesn't sell as much as you want it to sell. Because you're going to know, like, I'm rapping my ass off and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So if it sells 20K or 100K, it won't matter because this album is really good. And you could be satisfied in that. You could have pride in that. You're not just going to be going with ego and be like, damn, y'all niggas is sleeping. Y'all niggas not respecting the great. And at the end, he speaks on what success will look like for this album. And he says, success will look like it charting well, it's streaming well, and culturally, it will be impactful.
What does success look like for you in regards to the Force album?
Impacting the culture. People getting a full load of the Force album, it really impacting the culture in a major way with sales, with airplay, with streams, people really feeling it and embracing it and loving it.
And I know I said all this stuff about ego, but I really, 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 really hope that it does all of those things because I feel like a lot of legends have came back and their albums have not done very well. And it just makes our culture look bad. It makes us look like we don't love our legends for the things that they've done. But I also feel like even though it makes us look bad, it makes our legends look bad too because, like I said, they're not being aware. They're not being aware of the times. The times are changing. And the only way to get those numbers how you want it to look is to go commercial and to cater to a very young crowd. And he said that he's not trying to go commercial. He's really trying to go like the artistry culture route. And I don't think he's being truthful with that either because if you look at the track list, it says he has a Sweetie verse. Why the fuck do you have a Sweetie verse? What are y'all gonna do? I need a Roundaway Girl part 2? Come on. Sweetie's not even nobody killing lyrically or anything like that. She's not even one of the best female artists out. Why are you doing a song with Sweetie? What does Sweetie have to offer LL Cool J as a legend in the game? Why does Sweetie even deserve a LL Cool J verse? You have to be trying to go commercial. So if you're going commercial, you got to go all the way. You got to go deep dive into it. And based on the first two songs, neither one of them feel really commercial. Even the good song out of the two songs that came out, I don't feel like it's commercial. I don't feel like that made the youth be like, damn. I feel like that made people that really love hip-hop be like, damn. And hopefully the hip-hop lovers will come out and really buy the album. But for all the people that love hip-hop this much and stuff like that, the people that really make hip-hop, like core hip-hop, the hip-hop that y'all love, when they albums come out, I don't see those albums doing that well. It's something with the streaming game that I'm not understanding, because some stuff that I be thinking should do very well don't be doing well, and things that I think should do terrible do great. So it's hard to really talk about the streaming and charting. You have to be buying number ones. And maybe it might go number one just off of LL Cool J's equity in the game and his status in the game. It might just go number one. And I would hope. I hope it streams well. I hope it does great. Like I said, I like the first song that came out. The Sunday night special, that is a hard ass song. I like him telling stories. I like old head stories. If you give me an album full of that, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna listen regardless. Even if it's ego driven. If everything sounds like Sunday night special and you just telling stories, I'm with it. But I can't wait until the LL Cool J album comes out, because I'm definitely going to listen and I'm going to do an album review for the album. Lastly, about the interview, I want to give Charlamagne the God another shout out if I haven't already. I think that he did really good. I think it was a very entertaining interview. And again, I think he's a legend at interviewing. I think that interview was a really, really good interview. The next person we're going to speak about is Eminem and his new album. The album is called The Death of Slim Shady and is a 19-track album. So I listened to the album one time fully, and then the second time I listened to it a little bit, like some songs here and there. I didn't listen to the whole album the second time, but off of like 1.5 listens, I'm gonna say that the album is cool. I don't think it's nowhere near the best Eminem, but I think the story is even better. I think the story highlights a flaw in Eminem. The story highlights how Eminem is best when he's Slim Shady, because he's best when he's an outcast. He's best when his raps are music for people that are being rebellious and for people that just feel like they're different from everybody. So they want to say the stuff that they want to get off their chest. They want to just rebel against the authority that they feel like is hovering over them, that's stopping them from saying what they want to say and stopping them from being who they want to be. I think that's when Eminem is his best, when he's Slim Shady and he's doing all of those edgy, controversial, shock value bars. But I don't think Eminem in this period of his life, I don't think he is an outcast anymore. I don't think he is a rebellion anymore. When he does the shock value bars now, it feels like he's trying too hard. I don't even feel like he cares that much about Christopher Reeves or Caitlyn Jenner or midgets that he keeps on speaking about, or P. Diddy. I don't think he cares about none of those things. I just think that he wants to say edgy things to get the people that feel like they can't say everything they want. I think that he's just trying to be the face for that. But I don't feel like he has no passion behind that. Whereas in the beginning of his career and the albums before this, like towards the beginning, the stories that he was telling about being an outcast, about being bullied and stuff, that connected with people because those were true things that he was passionate about. So he did it in a creative way. He did like I want to kill my mom and me and my mom have tension rap. He did that so well because that's what he was living in, and that was the feelings and the plight that he had. He thrived off of trauma, but it feels like Now Eminem has healed from the traumas of those days. So now when he brings Slim Shady back out to like help him get back into that old bag to where he was the greatest, it misses the mark for me because I don't feel like he's as passionate about these controversial things as he's trying to put on. I don't think he cares about Caitlyn Jenner. And he keeps on using the bar. It's repetitive. It's like he's doing it over and over. He's doing the trans bars, the fat shaming bars, the special needs bars. He's doing them and it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel like authentic Slim Shady. It feels like somebody cosplaying as Slim Shady. And that's literally what he's doing in the Houdini video. He's cosplaying as the best M, and he's not that anymore. He might be the best M spiritually or mindset wise, but he's not the best M rapping anymore because his muse and what he got all of his spark from was the trauma that he was facing in his life, from being bullied, from being an outcast, from being rebellious, from having beef with his baby mothers and his mom. He don't have those issues right now. Or if he has those issues, they are not that as prevalent because he's not putting it in the music. So I don't feel it. I feel like the edginess of M is gone. It's long gone. In the album, he speaks on how he created Slim Shady from pills and drinking, and it was a way for him to not give a fuck about what people were talking about or just not give a fuck in general. And clearly now he does care about that, because in the first song talks about how the critics critique all of the greats. They have a problem with everything. So now I feel like after the first song of creating about the critiques and how they critique everything, now he brings his creation of Slim, the person that doesn't give a fuck. That's why he's trying to bring him back into his music, so he doesn't care and so he could say all those edgy things, because people critique Eminem on like, oh, you're not as good as you was before. So now he brings the person that he was before, the person that didn't care, the person that did all that edgy stuff, and now he's trying to redo that. He's trying to redo history by bringing Slim into this time, but it's a different time and it's different topics. It's a different M. He doesn't have those same problems. So the way that Slim got stronger from drugs and alcohol, I don't think Eminem is doing those things. The way that Slim Shady didn't care about anything and said edgy things about being an outcast and being bullied and his beef with his mom and his baby moms, he doesn't have that. So he can't say those outrageous things anymore. Instead, he want to say outrageous things about Lizzo, P. Diddy, Cassie, Caitlyn Jenner, Christopher Reeves. It just falling on deaf ears. It's not as good as what he used to be. And now when he does those shock value bars and controversial name droppings, it comes off as immature. Whereas before, if it was immature, it was creative and it was where he was at that moment, and his fans connected with it during those times because they were going through those same things. Now M's not going through those same things, and his fans, the people that are listening to him to hear the old Slim Shady, they're not going through those same things. So now it feels like, what authority and what is holding you back? What is making you an outcast? What are you rebelling from? Who is bullying you? If anything, you're the bully right now. Not in the sense of you're bullying and you're hurting people, but you're the bully in a way like you're trying to say jokes and clever things to look like you're hurting somebody or look like you're pushing a button, but everything you're doing is just annoyance. Like you're just a gnat. Like you just keep on saying edgy stuff. You keep on saying, oh, trans women, they're men. Da, 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 da. Like you're just saying stuff and it doesn't feel like you really care about the things. And that's a point that I want to make clear. The things he's speaking about, I do not feel no passion behind it enough for me to feel offended. Even though I wouldn't feel offended because I heard old Eminem bars, and they were edgy. So I understand what he's trying to do, but you see, like, it feels like he's trying to do the things that he was doing in the past now, and it's a totally different climate. Now, it just feels like you're just shock jocking, like you're just doing anything for outrage. Again, I want to say I can admire the way he is using Slim on this album, because it's a cool story and it's a great story. I'm telling you, from 1 to I think 14, it's a great story. Like when Slim Shady is alive and he has Eminem being canceled and the PC police after him and Gen Z after him, I think all of that is a cool story. And I don't think that Eminem fell off. I think that he could still rap. And then I even think the songs after 14, like there's 2 songs when he talks about if he died, what he would tell to his daughter Haley, and he has like 2 songs about like him dying. And I think he's doing that for a reason, like to say like, yo, he's going to die. So he's highlighting like what is important to him, his family. But I also think he's saying that to show to the audience that Eminem, one of the greatest rappers of all time, is going to die. And instead of trying to make him go back into a bag of being Slim and doing all of this controversial shock jock rapper and doing stuff for shock value and outrage and controversy, you should just accept him for what he is now and give him his flowers for being the greatest rapper, for being one of the greatest rappers. And that's why I believe, just like LL Cool J, there is no reason for Eminem to continue to put out music, especially if you can't take the criticism. And that's why I spoke a lot about the ego thing with LL Cool J, because if you have so much ego, you're not going to want to take criticism. And the criticism clearly has affected Eminem, because he feels like, oh, they will never give me my flowers, da da da. Even though many people say that he's one of the greatest of all time. What else do you guys need? The criticism is always going to be there. And you guys are going to get your flowers, and people are going to cry and mourn you when you're gone. That's why I just think like Eminem and LL Cool J should just stay where you're at. You're still going to be one of the greatest. You don't need another album. You could do so many other things. You could put off for the youth. You could do features where you're not going to be graded that highly, where the bar is going to be set low, because they know that you're an older rapper now and you're just doing it. You're doing a feature because you just wanted to help a new up and coming artist, or you just wanted to do a collab with an artist that you're really interested in. I don't think an album is needed. I don't even think that this Eminem album was needed. No matter how good the story was, I don't think this Eminem album was needed. It didn't make me think more or less of Eminem. If anything, it just made me think that, yo, that Slim Shady character was a great character. I don't think that his death was done justice in the Eminem universe. I think that he should have just never brought Slim Shady back. Especially if you're not going to use him properly. Slim Shady wasn't just talking about, I don't feel like he was just talking about trans people or like First Amendment rights things, or just saying anything that you want to say just to say it. I think the things that he was saying, Slim Shady back then was saying because he really felt like that. Because he really wanted to express his disdain for his mother and his disdain for being an outcast and the people that bullied him and made him feel like he wasn't good enough. And then he became a great rapper, and now everybody has to acknowledge that he's one of the greats. I think that Slim Shady was great for when he was there. Sometimes you got to just let it go. You got to know when to hold him, when to fold him. You're a legend, and you didn't need to bring Slim Shady back unless you were going to be authentic Slim Shady. That's just what I'm going to leave it as. I think the album was cool. I think the story was really good. I like concepts, and I got that. The last thing I want to talk about is purely lighthearted. The Jonathan Majors, Michael Ealy, and Megan Good thing, when Michael Ealy picked up Megan Good right in front of Jonathan Major. One, Michael Ealy is whack for that. He's whack for that. He put another man in a terrible predicament, and like with his girl. And I don't even think Michael Ealy dapped up Jonathan Majors. Bro, nah. We would have had to we would have had to go somewhere around the corner or something just to talk, cause he was doing a lot of disrespect, bro. Why he picked up his girl? Bro? That's why y'all niggas need to be fucking with big women, because when your girl a little bigger, just no nigga could just walk up to her and just pick her up, bro. Unless that nigga dumb ock. And then when the nigga dumb ock, you can't get it with him because that nigga I'm just... No. Fuck with big girls, bro. Every nigga not just gonna be picking her up. But I also think that his girl don't really fuck with him like that neither, because why did you allow him to pick you up? I know you're light, so you can't just say nah, but once you felt your feet come off the ground, I feel like you should have tapped the nigga, like, yo, chill. And then the laugh that she let out, and then she seen when the nigga skipped him and then give him a 5, bro. Nah, bro. I feel like when you with your girl, the nigga should, like, if the nigga gonna hug your girl or touch your girl, I feel like the nigga should dap you up first. Like, yo, what's good? And then be like, oh, yeah. Like, even if they was cool before. And then another thing I want to bring to y'all attention, regardless of what the boyfriend does in that situation, he doesn't win. If he overreacts there, it's, yo, you're doing a lot right now. Then if he overreacts later when they just together, it's, yo, why you didn't say nothing to the nigga? That's why I think the girlfriend should be the one regulating that situation, bro. One, she should reach her hand out like, what's up? Or the side hug. She should be like the aggressor in it, like dap up and side hug, like, yo. Or, yo, this is my, bro. She should regulate. She should be in charge in that situation. Because if Jonathan Majors was to pop with Michael Ealy right there, it would just look bad for him. And that's why I really don't think Jonathan Majors and Megan Good, they're a real couple, bro. Because one, that would be an argument when you get home. Two, the nigga just stood there. He put his shades on when they was taking a picture. And if you see in the video, the nigga don't put his hand around his girl. But Michael Ealy have his hand around his girl. And he got his hand around D smoking him.
Dion would love this. Absolutely. I'm more.
Nah, Megan Good foul for that, bro. But Megan Good might be tired of that nigga, because that nigga keep on wearing these weird outfits, these 1987 outfits. He keep on wearing these time capsule outfits. Every outfit is not present day. Every outfit is from, like, he's digging up time capsules, looking in them, and saying, oh, this fits me, I want to wear it. What the fuck is good with this Jonathan Majors nigga? Then the nigga doing a Not Like Us dance, and this nigga, hey, I don't even know what the nigga stepping, the nigga doing weird shit, then he walking off laughing, like what happened? That whole situation with the white woman just changed the nigga? I thought the nigga was cool before that. I remember when the nigga was in the magazines, he was all cool with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan don't even fuck with the nigga. Now he chilling out with Megan Goods. The nigga was cool with Michael B. Jordan, a A-list actor. Now he's with Megan Goods, a C-list actor that's in a Tyler Perry film that's nobody. No disrespect to Tyler Perry and no disrespect to Megan Goods, because Megan Goods is Megan Goods. But Megan Goods ain't no actor like that. Please, bro. Why she did that to him, bro? Why did she do that to him? How would you have been as a nigga in that situation? You would have fought Michael Ealy? Bro, you fight Michael Ealy, you look like a cornball. Especially because Jonathan Major is bigger than Michael Ealy, it looks like. But you gotta fight Michael Ealy because the nigga didn't dap you up after picking your girl up and have her legs. Bro, I don't care. Her legs wasn't wrapped around him, but her legs was wrapped around him. She got picked up and her legs was wrapped around him. She might as well just kiss that nigga. That's basically what she did. Yo, women be disrespectful, and women put niggas in bad positions, bro. I think I'm gonna make a video solely about women putting niggas in bad positions, bro. Where's the accountability for Megan Goods in this situation, bro? She is fucked up. I don't care how fire she is. She's fucked up for that. Don't jump in no nigga arms when you with me, bro. If you by my side, you by my side. If you came here with me, you don't jump in no nigga arms, bro. You don't laugh too crazy in the nigga arms. It looked like they was killing. Like, that nigga killed my shorty and then don't have the respect to dap me up. Nah, I don't care what that nigga eyes look like. You gotta get it with him. Next time you see him, you gotta get it with him. Or that nigga gotta apologize, bro. That look crazy, bro. And if you nah, that's why that nigga was with white women. All right, I'm Walla. Thank you for watching. It's another episode of the ItsTony podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend.